Part 1. Before the Europeans arrived. Long before Europeans set foot on South American soil, the land we now call Brazil was home to millions of indigenous people. Dozens of unique civilizations thrived here, including the Tupi, Guarani, and Ticuna peoples. They lived in vast rainforests, along rivers, and across coastal plains, relying on fishing, hunting, farming, and deep knowledge of the land. These communities didn't build grand cities or empires like the Incas or Mayans, but they had complex societies, oral traditions, and rich spiritual beliefs. Nature was not just their environment, it was their identity. This diverse and vibrant world existed undisturbed for thousands of years, until one day in the year 1500, a fleet appeared on the horizon, carrying with it the beginning of a dramatic new chapter in Brazil's history. Part 2. The Portuguese colonial period, 1500 to 1822. The colonial history of Brazil began in April 1500, when Portuguese explorer Pedro Álvares Cabral landed on the eastern coast of South America. He claimed the territory for the Kingdom of Portugal, naming it Terra de Vera Cruz, Land of the True Cross. But soon, the name Brazil took hold, derived from the pau-brasil tree, a highly valuable redwood that was one of the colony's first major exports. At first, Portugal showed limited interest in the land, but by the mid-1500s, Brazil became a crucial part of the Portuguese Empire. Colonists established sugar plantations along the coast, relying heavily on enslaved African labor. Over the centuries, millions of Africans were forcibly brought to Brazil, making it one of the largest slaveholding societies in history. The colonial era was also marked by conflict. Indigenous peoples resisted colonization, while European powers like France and the Netherlands attempted to challenge Portuguese control. Despite this, Portugal expanded deeper into the interior in search of gold, diamonds, and other resources, especially in the 17th and 18th centuries. By the early 1800s, Brazil had grown into one of the richest and most important colonies in the Americas, laying the foundation for the next chapter, the rise of independence and a Brazilian empire. Part 3. The Road to Independence, 1700s, 1822. In the 1700s, Brazil's economy grew rapidly, especially after gold and diamonds were discovered in the region of Minas Gerais. These riches made Brazil even more important to Portugal, but they also increased tensions. Many Brazilians were frustrated by high taxes, limited rights, and the fact that decisions were made far away in Europe. Inspired by independence movements in the United States and across Latin America, Brazilians started to dream of freedom. Small rebellions and secret plots began to emerge, like the famous Inconfidência Mineira in 1789, though most were crushed by the Portuguese government. Everything changed in 1808 when the Portuguese royal family fled to Brazil to escape Napoleon's invasion of Portugal. They made Rio de Janeiro the capital of the Portuguese Empire, which raised Brazil's status. In 1821, King João VI returned to Portugal, but his son Dom Pedro stayed behind. A year later, on September 7, 1822, Dom Pedro declared Brazil independent from Portugal and became Emperor Pedro I. Unlike many other colonies, Brazil gained independence with little bloodshed, marking the start of a new era. Part 4. The Empire of Brazil and the End of Slavery, 1822 to 1889. After declaring independence in 1822, Dom Pedro I became the first emperor of Brazil. The new nation kept many colonial traditions but was now free from Portuguese rule. His reign was short and troubled, and he abdicated in 1831, leaving the throne to his young son, Dom Pedro II. Pedro II ruled for nearly 60 years and is remembered for bringing stability and progress. Under his leadership, Brazil developed railways, improved education, and expanded its economy, especially through coffee exports. But major social problems remained, especially slavery. Brazil was one of the last countries in the world to abolish slavery. Even as pressure grew from within and outside the country, the system continued for decades. Finally, in 1888, Princess Isabel, Pedro II's daughter, signed the Golden Law, officially ending slavery. Although the decision was historic, it caused unrest among powerful landowners. Just 1 year later, in 1889, the monarchy was overthrown in a peaceful military coup. The Empire of Brazil came to an end, and the country became a republic. Part 5. The Republic in Modern Brazil, 1889, present. After the fall of the monarchy in 1889, Brazil became a republic. The early years were marked by political instability, with power held mostly by wealthy landowners and military leaders. The country remained largely agricultural, but change was on the horizon. In the 20th century, Brazil went through major transformations. It faced periods of democracy, dictatorships, and economic shifts. From 1964 to 1985, Brazil was under military rule. During that time, civil rights were restricted, but the economy grew rapidly for a while. In 1985, democracy was restored, and a new constitution was adopted in 1988. Since then, Brazil has become a major global player. It hosted the FIFA World Cup in 2014 and the Olympics in 2016. It's known for its rich culture, diverse population, and natural beauty, especially the Amazon rainforest. But Brazil also faces serious challenges, including corruption, poverty, and environmental threats. Today, Brazil is the largest country in Latin America and an important voice on the world stage, still working to balance growth, equality, and sustainability.